Hello everyone, welcome to MyOnlineEdu.com's video tutorial. In today's tutorial, we'll learn how to install Oracle Database 18C Express Edition into Windows operating system. So I have a Windows 10 operating system, but this will work to any Windows 7, 8 and 10, having 64-bit operating system. Okay, so let's begin with how to installation process. So first we'll be going to the oracle.com. So once we go to oracle.com, what we'll do is at the bottom of the page there is a resource for developers. We'll click that. Okay, and here under the technologies we'll click the databases. So also from here you can click the databases. Okay, either of the things will work. So and also later on this video, what we'll try to do after installation, we'll try to connect to the SQL Developer to the installed database. Okay. So once we go there, once we reach there, so there will be a downloads part. So we'll click on the Oracle database. Okay, and here these are all the standard Oracle versions. So we'll be looking for the Express edition. So just in case who doesn't know anything about the Oracle database Express edition, so let me tell you that Express edition is given by Oracle for the learners. So I have a video on 11G Express edition. So people who don't want to use the latest version, they can go to the lower version of 11G. But remember one thing, that from the 12C onwards, the Oracle has changed its architecture to multi-tenant, and this multi-tenant architecture actually is available as an Express edition in 18C. So if you want to work on a multi-tenant, then 18C Express edition is the one that you have to use. 11G is not multi-tenant, so lots of architecture has changed from 11G. So in my channel, you will find one video with 11G, and this video is about 18C Express edition. So over here, we got this link, that Oracle Database 18C Express edition. Click on that. So now, this will actually ask you to download. So basically, if you click over here, okay, so it will actually download the whole installation file. So it will ask you to actually sign in. So just sign in using your Oracle credentials. So as you can see, it is asking me to save it somewhere. So if you click OK, it will ask you for the folder path, and then so as you can see, it's a 2 GB database. So for sake of time, I already have downloaded it. It's a 2 GB installation zip file. So let's do one thing. Let's first extract it. Okay, other thing that it has an installation guide, as you can see. So installation guide for Windows, let's click that, and if you need any help, you can get from here. Okay, so it's always better to refer the documentation, but in this video actually I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so one thing that you need to see that the requirements, this is one important one. So software requirements and the system requirements. So these are the operating systems, you can install it. And also minimum RAM is 2 GB, and also it will take approximately 8.5 gigs for the Oracle software, plus 2 gigs for temporary storage. So almost you can assume that it's 11 GB data space it's needed in your storage. Okay, so that unzip process has finished. So now there is a file called setup.exe. Just run as administrator. Click yes. So it has started preparing the installation of 18C Express edition into my local Windows operating system. Okay, so click next. So I accept. Click next. So this is very important. So it is actually getting installed into this particular folder. So this is very important. You need to remember this path. Okay, so click next. Okay, now it is asking for the password to be, for the SYS, that is system, and PDB admin accounts. So let's enter the password as, Oracle 123, all small. Okay, so actually, actually in your case you have to set the password by your preference. And also, this is password is case sensitive, so you have to be very careful while entering the password. Click next. So now, destination folder. So this is the folder that initially you have chosen, and the Oracle home. This is one of the important part, that this is your Oracle home directory. Okay. So, and also this is the Oracle base directory. So now I'll click install. So it will take some time to install. So let's wait for the installation to finish. Okay, guys, since it is installing, it will take some time. So let us, in the meantime, download the, Oracle SQL Developer. So SQL Developer is a tool to, connect to your database. So remotely, it's a client tool basically. It will connect to your Oracle installed database. So go to technologies and go to database. Okay, here, under the tools, you'll get Oracle SQL Developer. So go to there. All right. So click on the SQL Developer. So here, you will get the latest SQL Developer version. So the Windows 64-bit with, JDK 8 included. So if you do not have JDK installed, basically, then you can, download this one. Or if you already have JDK installed, then you may you may do not want to, download this file, rather, this file, because this is little bit, you can see that, it's almost 80 MB lesser space because it doesn't have the JDK. So once you download this, so then you need to give the JDK path. But since I do not have JDK installed, so I'll download this one. Again, I'll download this thing. So it will ask me to save to a file, and then I'll ask here, save here. Okay. I'll pause the video for a moment to this installation to finish. So the installation has completed, and now, it says that the database installed successfully. Now, few things you need to notice here. It says that multi-tenant container database, which is available at localhost port 1521, and pluggable database, which is available at localhost 1521 at XEPDB1. So what are these two things? I'll tell you. So since the architecture has changed from the 12c, so here we'll have two kind of database. One is the CDB called container database, and one is the PDB called the pluggable database. Now, in the container database, we don't touch it. We do our all development in the pluggable database, which is the PDB. Okay, so that is what it is giving. So by default, by default, the Oracle has given a pluggable database which is at XEPDB1. So that is the database. So now let's click on the finish button, and then I'll try to connect using first SQL Connect, and then try to connect using the SQL Developer, as I have shown you that I already have downloaded the SQL Developer from the Oracle website. Click finish. So nothing will happen here, because the Oracle has installed it in the background. So now if you come here, so this is the one that got installed, correct? So now you have the SQL Plus. Let's connect using SQL Plus. So we'll connect using system, and then password is our Oracle 123. So now you see here we got connected to our Express edition, right? So now but remember one thing, that the one that we got connected here is the container database, right? And also I told you that we do not do any development in the container database. So how do we know that which database we got connected? So we'll write this query. So from $database, as you can see here. So what we'll do, we'll run this query, And you can see here that the database name is XE, and the CDB, this particular column is yes, means it's a container database. It's not a the pluggable database. So how do you connect to the pluggable database? So we'll write this command that connect system, then our password at the rate xepdb1. So now we are trying to connect to that xepdb1, but remember one thing, that xepdb1 is not set up yet. So we need to do some additional step to connect. So our TNS listener is actually trying to connect to our xepdb1, but this is not available. So this is the step that you need to configure. So we need to configure the net configuration assistant. So come over here and then click here. Click yes if Windows asks you for some permission. Now here, we'll select the local net service name configuration and then click next. And then we'll select the add, click next. Now the service name, we need to provide the service name. So it will be xepdb1. Click next, TCP, fine. And the host name is localhost. Now use the standard port 1521. Now click next. Yes, I want to perform a test. Click next. Then the login details, change login. Now here, you need to give the system and the password. Remember, password is case sensitive. Now connecting text successful. So click next. Now the net service name xepdb1, I'll say yes. No. Okay, fine, finish. Right. So now here, if we try to connect using this one, so we'll be connected to the xepdb1. Now how do we know that we are connected to xepdb1? That is the pluggable database. So we'll write this query, select star from global name, and here you see that the global name will be xepdb1. If you are connected to the container database CDB, then it will be XE. Okay, so this is how you got configured to the pluggable database, and also you connect using the SQL database. So now if you write any SQL query, now you see that everything is working fine. So now we'll move ahead and try to connect using the SQL Developer. Okay, so this is where the SQL Developer installation zip was downloaded, and I have extracted it. So this is the folder. All right. So now, since I have downloaded the JDK one, so I don't need to do anything. So JDK, everything is here. So just double click on this SQL Developer.exe. Okay, so here we actually now will connect. So click on the plus sign, and then you have to give a name to this particular connection. So I'll give the name XC18C system. Okay, and then give the username as system and the password as Oracle123. And then you can save the password. And now here in the localhost, it will be localhost, the host name 1521 is fine, but the SID we cannot use the XE. Remember, so this will be a service name, so it will be xepdb1. Let's test it. So success, I have successfully connected to this particular database. I'll do connect. So now you see here, I got connected to this particular database, right? So now, I can see all the tables here. I can see all the tables. And if you want to see the packages, you can do it here. If you want to see the procedures, you can see here, right? So basically, what I'm trying to say is that we need to connect to the pluggable database, not the container database CDB. We need to connect to the PDB. So now you can write any queries like select sysdate from dual. Now if you run it, so it will give the today's date. Okay. And also if you run something like the all tables, run the query, so it gives you all the queries, right? So now you can create your own custom user here, because you should not use the system one. So let's try to see how you can create your own custom user and password, and then we'll be connecting to using that particular user to all your development, right? Because system is not a good idea to use for your development. So to create a user, we need to write this command that create user. This is my username. It can be anything that you can give, identified by this is the password. So always you need to when you connect to this user, you have to give welcome123 as a password. So next run it. So this is created. So now we'll go and do one thing that now here again we'll be creating the connection, right? So again service name will be xcpdb1. Test it. Okay, let me save it. So basically okay, one thing that I forgot to give the create session privilege. So that's why the login is denied. I need to give that privilege to this particular user. Okay, so save it and then cancel it. So we'll give the privilege. Okay, so to give the grant, I need to write these two commands, that grant connect to MOE18 and then grant create session to MOE18. Let's run this grants command. So the grant has been given. So now let's open this particular connection which we saved earlier. Go to properties and now test it. So it's got success. So MOE18. So now let's connect. So now I am connected using the MOE18. Now if I run any SQL queries, it will run over here. Now I am connected using my custom user, and I should try to develop whatever I want to in this custom user. And you need to give the proper grants and privileges based on that, but that is not the context of this video. So I hope that this video is helpful, and if you think that this video is helpful, please click the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel to get the future such videos, and also I'll request you to share this video with your friends so that it can be helpful for them too. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much.